Hey guys, it's Ethan from Zimmer Labs, and this is Tad's Skinnyflex that I just finished for him. This is an 89 Sabres / Corbanth hilt. When he sent it to me, it already had a full basic install done. NeoPixels, Profi board, and a basic chassis. And what he wanted was for me to give it some upgrades, add a crystal chamber, and to dress it up and add MK1 crystal chamber to it. So what I wanted to do was to reuse and recycle as much of the existing components and parts as I could. So initially, I wish I had taken before pictures, but initially, the way this was set up was, when you slid off the bottom section here, there was a black aluminum housing, and then a plastic chassis, and a removable 18650 battery right here. So what I wanted to do was use the 18650 battery holder section as the crystal chamber, replace the black aluminum housing with a little bit more of a detailed housing, and then move the battery section up to here, because this part of the lightsaber was empty and there's plenty of room in this guy. So what I ended up doing was swapping the battery for a 2170. So this has a Samsung 40T in it now, which is a 4000 milliamp hour 30 amp lithium cell, which is really a powerful cell, great for NeoPixels, and it has a nice stock Custom Works crystal chamber hanging out here where the battery used to go. And this is actually a really easy setup to do for those of you guys who have a removable 18650 battery lightsaber. What you can do is you can just get these two parts here and a quartz crystal, and they will fit nice and snug right into the battery holder section. I've done this a number of times in different builds using battery holders, the plastic battery holder parts from other chassis to hold this crystal chamber parts, because they're the exact perfect size to do it. So let's see. The speaker ended up being the exact same as it came with initially. It's a 25mm premium KR Sabre speaker. And it sounds good. It's a good speaker. And then we added the stock Custom Works crystal chambers. Did a dual illumination here, dual data lines with basically the ventilation sections on the crystal chamber holders being their own stream of data, and the crystal itself being a second stream of data. I had the crystal match the blade plug, so whatever's going on up here is duplicated here. And then I added a fourth blade preset for the blade itself and split the pixels on the blade connector into a sub blade. So this has got a funky 12 pixel NeoPixel connector. It's not a stock Custom Works, but it's very similar in its look and effect, but it's got a ton of pixels on board, which is really cool for illumination because it goes around 360, which is a cool effect. And it's hella bright because 12 pixels is really, I don't want to say it's overkill for you know, for the blade connector, but kind of is. But, you know, really a lot of light, that's for sure. Plenty of lumens going on down there, plenty of brightness. and I'm super happy with how the crystal chamber section came out. Nice and bright. This crystal illuminates really well. And the way I did the programming on the fade out, the retraction of the vent sections here is also kind of fun, I think. I mean, they're just like little tiny short blades, essentially. And then for the essentially for the aesthetics here, what I wanted to do was replace the simple just black aluminum section that came with the install originally. I don't know if it was part of the original hilt itself, or if it was something that was part of the original install, but it was really tightly press fit into this black aluminum section here, and in order to get it out I had to actually damage it. So unfortunately I couldn't reuse that aluminum because it got pretty mangled in taking it out, but you know, that's not a big deal. Aluminum piping is not super expensive and not hard to find. So what I did was I just cut a new section and put it on my lathe and turned some details into it, and then gave it a patina and sanded and polished it to give it this effect and this look of having, you know, dark gritty details here and there. I then hid a 1.3mm recharge port in here and a USB extension right here, so you can access the Profi board via USB by plugging in here. You can reprogram the board, you can access the SD card, etc., etc., just by connecting the USB here. So you don't actually have to worry about actually getting to the board, and that's good because to get to the board you have to basically take everything apart. It's not the end of the world because there are connectors inside here. So if you need to get it to the board, Ted, all you have to do is pull this section out, disconnect the connector for the switches and the connector for the NeoPixel blade connector, then remove the chassis, and then you can simply twist and pull on the aluminum section here, and it will slide off this plastic chassis section, and then the Profi board is sitting right here, and the sleep PCB is sitting right here. Now that's something that is worth mentioning real quick. Actually, before I do, show you the charging setup here real quick. This is your charging adapter. Standard charging adapter for my lightsabers. 1.3mm adapter head here. Just plugs in, and then you put the dummy cell into a lithium battery charger and it will charge it. This also acts as a kill switch, but you don't need to worry about that because of the sleep PCB that I just mentioned. So what's really cool about this is I'm not exactly sure what the component is called. I've been referring to it as a sleep function PCB because what it does is it puts the lightsaber into a deep sleep, so you don't actually have to use a kill switch or a main power switch to shut off the lightsaber when you're not using it, so you don't have to worry about the battery running down. And you can just put it down and leave it alone, and next time you pick it up, turn it on and it's on. And the battery does not drain. And that's super cool because that's one of the main drawbacks of, you know, current lightsaber technology. And this is the first time I've ever actually used one of these. So, you know, maybe it's just me being sheltered and ignorant, but to the extent that, you know, these are available out there, they're worth using. They work really well, and they're really just handy. So the Profi board's right here, and then there's a smaller PCB right here, which is about 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch, and basically all it is the power goes through it from the battery into the Profi board, and the Profi board gets its power through the PCB, and the PCB, I think, just basically cuts the Profi board off after a set amount of time of inactivity. So you don't have to worry about your battery draining, and that's great. So that's basically it for the inside here. Let's pop on blade so you can check out the blade array. blade plug. This is a really deep emitter. Got 3.5 to 4 inches of blade going in, so that's nice. It gives you a nice, sturdy, stable, and balanced lightsaber feel. So, obviously, open with a blue blade because it's an Anakin saber. This is a slightly lighter blue blade, more of a A&H color. It's an unstable blue and white blade. Electricity blade. Blue turbine blade. Blue fire blade. Mace Windu purple blade. Nice bright green Luke ROTJ blade. Yellow white audio flicker blade. Slow retraction red blade. Sped up fire blade. Oops. Blue Tron color cycle blade. And back to the beginning. And for all the blades, the crystal chamber just mimics whatever the blade is doing. So Ted, I hope you like it. The idea was to do the stock Custom Works crystal chamber, to give it some detail and some polish, but not to go crazy and overboard. I think we executed that nicely. I think it's a really nice looking crystal chamber. Nothing too over the top, but full featured, super bright, good effects. And a nice responsive lightsaber. Yeah, I'm super happy with how it came out. So let me know what you think, Tad, and if you are satisfied, I can pack her up and send her on her way. She is all set and good to go. And then we can start work on the custom Graflex. After that, the next one after that will be a crossguard and a custom machined from scratch, customer made hilt that is for Brian. So that is what's on the horizon. And thank you guys as always for watching.